Listen to me. I know what it's like to feel broken. I know what it's like to wake up and question everything: your purpose, your strength, your future. But let me tell you something. Being broken is not the end of your story. It's just the part where you decide, do you stay down or do you rise? See, life don't care how tough you are. It will test you, it will push you, it will try to break you. But champions don't stay broken. Champions take the pieces and build something stronger. So, if you're feeling broken right now, good. That means you got a chance to rebuild into something greater. The question is, are you ready to fight for it? Pain is one of the greatest teachers in life. It shapes us, molds us, and forces us to grow in ways we never imagined possible. When you go through pain, you feel like it's never going to end, like the weight of the world is pressing down on you, and there's no way out. But what you don't realize in that moment is that pain is temporary. It comes and it goes. But what stays is the growth you gain from it. Every challenge, every struggle, every heartbreak, every failure. These things might hurt right now, but they are not permanent. They are not the end of your story. They are simply a chapter, a lesson, something that is pushing you towards something greater. When you are in the middle of pain, it's easy to believe that this is all there is, that the suffering you feel is going to last forever, that you are stuck in this place with no way forward. But that's not the truth. The truth is that pain has an expiration date. Pain will not last forever. It might be days, weeks, months, even years, but it will pass. What will remain is who you become because of it, the lessons you learn, the strength you develop, the wisdom you gain. That's what stays with you long after the pain is gone. Think about every time you have struggled in life and come out stronger. Maybe there was a time when you thought you couldn't go on, when you felt like giving up, when you believed that you didn't have what it takes, but you're still here, you're still standing, and not only that, you are stronger than before. You have more resilience, more endurance, more understanding of yourself and the world around you. That's because pain forces you to adapt. It pushes you to grow in ways you never would have if everything had been easy. If life was always comfortable, there would be no reason to change, no reason to get better, no reason to evolve. Pain demands growth, and when you embrace that growth, you become unstoppable. There's a reason why the greatest success stories often come from people who have endured the most pain, the athletes who push their bodies to the limit, the entrepreneurs who fail over and over before they finally make it, the people who rise from nothing to achieve greatness. They all have one thing in common: they didn't let pain break them, they let pain shape them. They understood that pain is not the enemy, it is the fire that forges you into something greater. You have to shift your mindset when it comes to pain. Instead of seeing it as something that is happening to you, start seeing it as something that is happening for you. Pain is not there to destroy you, it is there to build you. Every struggle you face is an opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the future. If you can endure pain, you can endure anything. If you can push through pain, you can achieve anything, because once you understand that pain is temporary and growth is permanent, nothing can stop you. Pain is the process that leads to transformation. It is the breaking down before the rebuilding. It is the pressure that turns coal into diamonds. It is the fire that refines gold. Without pain, there is no strength. Without struggle, there is no progress. Without difficulty, there is no growth. The people who achieve greatness in life are not the ones who avoid pain. They are the ones who embrace it, learn from it, and use it to fuel their journey forward. When you are in pain right now, when you feel like you can't go on, you have to remind yourself that this moment will pass, but the person you become because of this struggle, that's what will stay with you forever. That's what will define you. That's what will separate you from the rest, because while pain is temporary, the growth you gain from it, that is what truly lasts. Life has a way of knocking you down when you least expect it. You set out with big dreams, big goals, a vision for your future, and then out of nowhere you get hit with setbacks, failures, disappointments, and heartbreak. It feels like the world is against you, like nothing is going right, like every step you take forward something pulls you 2 steps back. But what if I told you that your setback is not the end? What if I told you that your setback is actually setting you up for something greater? What if I told you that the very thing that feels like it's breaking you is actually preparing you for your comeback? Every great success story begins with a setback. You see the people at the top, the ones who have achieved greatness, the ones who have built empires, broken records, changed the world. They didn't get there because everything went smoothly for them. They got there because they faced setbacks and refused to let those setbacks define them. They understood that failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of success. It is the process that strengthens you, sharpens you, and prepares you for the victory that's coming. When you go through a setback, it's easy to feel like you've lost everything, like you're starting from zero, like all the work you've put in has been wasted. But that's not the truth. The truth is that every setback carries within it a lesson, a redirection, a hidden blessing that you may not see in the moment, but will become clear when you keep pushing forward. Maybe you lost that job because there was a better opportunity waiting for you. Maybe that relationship ended because it was holding you back from becoming the person you were meant to be. Maybe that business failed because you needed to learn something critical before launching the one that will change your life. Setbacks are painful because they strip away comfort. They take away what we know, what we expected, what we planned for, and that's scary because as human beings we crave certainty. We want things to go according to our plan, but sometimes life has a bigger plan. Sometimes life knows that in order for you to reach your true potential, you have to be shaken out of your comfort zone. You have to experience loss so you can learn resilience. You have to face obstacles so you can build endurance. You have to deal with failure so you can develop wisdom. Think about the most powerful comeback stories in history, athletes who suffered career-ending injuries only to return stronger, entrepreneurs who went bankrupt before building billion-dollar companies, people who hit rock bottom before rising to the top. The one thing they all had in common was that they refused to stay down. They refused to let their setbacks define them. They made a decision to rise, to fight, to learn, to adapt, and to come back even stronger. Our setback is a setup for a comeback, but only if you choose to see it that way. If you allow your setbacks to make you bitter instead of better, you will stay stuck in the same place. If you focus on the loss instead of the lesson, you will miss the opportunity to grow. If you let failure make you afraid to try again, you will never reach your full potential. But if you shift your perspective, if you start seeing every obstacle as a stepping stone, every failure as feedback, every setback as preparation, then nothing can stop you. The pain of a setback is real. It hurts to fall, it hurts to lose, it hurts to feel like everything is crumbling around you. But pain is temporary and growth is permanent. The version of you that will rise from this setback will be stronger, wiser, and more prepared than ever before. This is the moment where you decide what kind of person you are going to be. Are you going to be the person who stays down, who lets life defeat them, who allows setbacks to break them? Or are you going to be the person who gets back up, who fights back, who turns every failure into fuel for something greater? The world is full of people who gave up too soon, who let one failure define their entire future, who walked away when things got hard. But the ones who make it, the ones who create legacies, the ones who inspire others, those are the ones who turn their setbacks into comebacks. Those are the ones who understood that every loss is just a lesson, every failure is just feedback, every setback is just a setup for something bigger. This is not the end of your story. This is not where you give up. This is not where you let the pain win. This is where you take everything you've been through, everything you've learned, and use it to rise higher than ever before. Brokenness is something everyone experiences at some point in life. It feels like the weight of the world is pressing down on you, like you have been shattered into pieces, like nothing will ever be the same again. When you feel broken, it's easy to believe that you are weak, that you are powerless, that you are defeated. But the truth is, being broken does not mean you are weak. Being broken is a sign that you are in the process of becoming something stronger, more resilient, more powerful than ever before. Every great transformation comes from a place of brokenness. When a seed is planted in the ground, it has to break open before it can grow into a tree. When metal is forged, it has to go through fire before it becomes strong. When a muscle is built, it has to be torn before it can become more powerful. The same is true for you. The pain you are feeling right now is not a sign that you are done. It is a sign that you are in the middle of becoming something greater. When life breaks you, it is not trying to destroy you. It is trying to rebuild you into something stronger. It is trying to strip away the things that no longer serve you. It is trying to force you to let go of the limitations, the fears, the doubts that have been holding you back. Think about every time in your life when you have faced a challenge, when you have gone through something painful, when you have been broken down, and then think about who you became because of it. You became wiser, you became tougher, you became someone who could handle more, who could do more, who could endure more. The moments that break you are the moments that shape you into the person you are meant to be. Most people fear brokenness because they think it means the end, but brokenness is never the end. It is always the beginning. It is the beginning of a new mindset, a new strength, a new level of resilience. It is the point where you decide that you will no longer be controlled by the things that tried to break you. It is the moment where you take all the pain, all the struggle, all the hardship, and turn it into fuel for your growth. When you feel broken, you have two choices. You can let the pain consume you, make you bitter, make you give up, make you believe that you are not capable, or you can use that pain to build yourself up, to push yourself to a level you never thought possible. The greatest people in history, the ones who changed the world, who inspired millions, who overcame the impossible, they all went through moments where they were broken, but they didn't let that brokenness define them. They used it, they turned it into strength, they turned it into their power. You have to understand that being broken is part of the process of becoming unbreakable. Every tear, every heartbreak, every disappointment is a piece of the puzzle that is making you into someone who can withstand anything. You don't build strength by avoiding pain. You build strength by going through it, facing it, embracing it, and coming out the other side stronger than ever. You don't gain resilience by running from struggle. You gain resilience by standing in the fire, refusing to back down, and proving to yourself that you can handle anything. Your brokenness is not a weakness, it is your power. It is proof that you have been through the storm and you are still here. It is evidence that no matter how many times life knocks you down, you have the ability to get back up. The strongest people in the world are not the ones who have never been broken. They are the ones who are broken but refuse to stay that way. They are the ones who took the pain and turned it into purpose, who took the struggle and turned it into success, who took the darkness and turned it into light. When you feel broken, it is not the time to give up. It is the time to rebuild. It is the time to take everything you have learned, everything you have survived, and use it to create a version of yourself that is more powerful than ever. Before you are not weak because you are broken, you are strong because you are still here, because you are still fighting, because you are still choosing to rise. Success is not something that happens overnight. It is not something that is handed to you. It is something that comes to those who refuse to quit, who refuse to back down, who refuse to give up when things get tough. The difference between those who make it and those who don't is not talent, it's not luck, it's not intelligence, it is persistence. It is the ability to keep going when everything in you is telling you to stop. It is the mindset that says no matter how many times I fall, no matter how many obstacles stand in my way, no matter how hard it gets, I will keep pushing forward. The world is full of people who started something and gave up when it got hard, people who had dreams but let fear hold them back, people who had potential but allowed failure to define them. But the ones who make it, the ones who rise above, the ones who achieve greatness are the ones who refuse to let failure be the end of their story. They are the ones who understand that failure is not a stop sign, it is a stepping stone. They are the ones who see every setback as an opportunity to learn, every mistake as a lesson, every struggle as a chance to grow. Truth is, success is not for those who are the smartest or the most talented or the most gifted. Success is for those who show up every single day, who put in the work even when they don't feel like it, who keep going even when they don't see immediate results, who push through the pain, the exhaustion, the doubt, because they know that quitting is not an option. The people who win in life are not the ones who never fail, they are the ones who never stop trying. They are the ones who understand that every time they get knocked down, they have a choice to stay down or to get back up and fight. There will be moments when you feel like giving up. There will be days when you don't see progress, when you feel like all your effort is wasted, when you question if it's even worth it. But those are the moments that separate winners from everyone else. Those are the moments where you decide if you are serious about your dreams or if you are going to let the struggle break you, because the reality is the road to success is not easy. It is filled with challenges, with pain, with moments of doubt, with times when you feel like everything is against you. But that is the price of greatness. That is what it takes to achieve something extraordinary. That is what it takes to turn a vision into reality. Think about every person who has ever accomplished something great. Think about the athletes who train for years for a single moment. Think about the entrepreneurs who failed multiple times before they built something successful. Think about the artists, the musicians, the inventors, the leaders who faced rejection after rejection but never stopped pushing forward. The reason they succeeded is because they refused to quit when things got hard. They refused to let failure be the end of their story. They refused to accept anything less than the life they were meant to live. Have that same power within you. You have the ability to keep going no matter how hard it gets. You have the strength to push through every obstacle, every setback, every failure, and come out stronger on the other side. But it starts with a decision that says no matter what happens, I will not quit. A decision that says I will not let fear stop me, will not let failure break me, will not let temporary pain keep me from permanent success, because success does not belong to those who start and stop, start and stop, start and stop. It belongs to those who keep going, who keep grinding, who keep fighting, even when they feel like they have nothing left. Most powerful thing you can do, make the commitment to yourself that no matter what happens, you will not quit, that no matter how hard it gets, you will keep moving forward, that no matter how many times you fall, you will get back up, that no matter how long it takes, you will keep pushing until you reach your goal, because the only way to fail is to quit. The only way to lose is to give up. The only way to fall short of your potential is to stop before you get there. But if you refuse to quit, If you refuse to accept defeat, if you refuse to let anything stand in your way, then success is inevitable. Struggles are not meant to break you, they are meant to shape you. Every person who has ever achieved something great has gone through pain, obstacles, and hardships. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not that successful people had an easier path, it's that they used their struggles as fuel instead of letting them become excuses. They took their pain and turned it into power. They took their failures and turned them into lessons. They took every challenge, every hardship, every moment of doubt, and used it as motivation to push even harder. When you go through struggle, it is easy to feel like the world is against you. It is easy to feel like nothing is working in your favor, like you are constantly fighting an uphill battle, like you are stuck with no way out. But the truth is, struggle is a sign that you are growing. Struggle is proof that you are on your way to something greater. Struggle is not your enemy, it is your greatest ally, because it is forcing you to level up, to become stronger, to develop the mindset and the resilience that will carry you to success. Every time you feel like giving up, every time you feel like the odds are stacked against you, every time you feel like the struggle is too much to handle, you have to remind yourself that this is the process. This is what it takes to go from where you are to where you want to be. This is the fire that is refining you. This is the pressure that is molding you into the person who is capable of handling the success that is waiting for you on the other side. Nothing great comes without struggle. Nothing powerful is built without resistance. Nothing strong created without being tested. Look at every successful person in the world, and you will see a story of struggle. You will see someone who was doubted, someone who failed, someone who was told they weren't good enough, someone who went through pain, rejection, loss, and defeat. But instead of letting those struggles define them, they used them as fuel to push harder, to prove themselves to the world, to prove to themselves that they were capable of more. They didn't let struggle stop them, they let struggle prepare them. You have to shift your perspective when it comes to struggle. Instead of seeing it as a burden, instead of seeing it as something unfair, instead of seeing it as a reason to quit, start seeing it as the very thing that is making you stronger. If life was easy, if there were no struggles, no challenges, no obstacles, then success wouldn't mean anything. Growth wouldn't be necessary. Strength wouldn't be developed. The reason why struggle is important is because it forces you to tap into parts of yourself you never knew existed. It forces you to find strength you didn't think you had. It forces you to dig deeper than you ever have before. The strongest people in the world are not the ones who had everything handed to them. The strongest people in the world are the ones who struggled, the ones who had to fight for everything, the ones who had to go through the pain and the hardship and the setbacks and the failures, but refused to give up. The ones who took their struggles and used them as fuel to push even harder. The ones who turned their pain into purpose, their challenges into stepping stones, their setbacks into comeback. You face struggle, you have a choice. You can let it break you, or you can let it build you. You can let it become an excuse, or you can let it become the reason you push forward. You can let it convince you to quit, or you can let it drive you to work even harder. The choice is yours. But the truth is, struggle will always be a part of the journey. You cannot avoid it. You cannot escape it, but you can use it. You can take every moment of pain, every moment of doubt, every moment of difficulty, and turn it into the very thing that pushes you to the next level. Of people who succeed in life, the ones who achieve their dreams, the ones who break through barriers, are not the ones who never struggled. They are the ones who struggled, but refused to let it stop them. They are the ones who used every failure as motivation, every hardship as a lesson, every setback as a reason to push even harder. They are the ones who understood that struggle is not the enemy. Struggle is the fuel that drives you to greatness.